Light and Dark, The Adventures of Dark Yagami. Epilogue 2, Spin the Bottle and Dudes Die. Hey guys, round 2! Are you ready? The answer better be yes, cause it's going again anyway. I went to London in England for New Year and then some place called Manchester to see my auntie, and we ate Indian food, which was good but odd cause the Indians are from India, not America like the American Indians from Thanksgiving. Anyway, now I've seen British things, the British of my fic will be even more real! Stay tuned! So anyway, they're at Whammy House in the 90s at night. Go to bed, you stinking brats, or I will turn your arses into chicken tikka masala. It's a British England food. It's red, like blood. Maybe it is blood. And serve it back to you on a plate made of the Queen's hat. Roared Roger, but they all ignored him and he walked away, grumbling about those pesky kids. Let's play truth or dare, squiggled Mello, getting a bottle out of his pants where he kept it to pretend he had a big man thing, when actually it was the smallest in Europe. Yay, they all said, except Near. He was nearly tied up. Actually, he was totally tied up, but his name's Near, not Total. Or is it? They sat in a circle and Mello spinned the bottle first. He spinned it too hard and it flew in the air and slapped Near on the chops like a pro. Hey Near, truth or dare? Mello roared, lolling as blood explosomed out like a rainbow if all the colors except red were stolen by an evil leprechaun, and instead of a pot of gold he had a pot of dead sparrows, but they weren't dead, they were zombies and they terrorized Ireland. Said Near, which was dare, because it had 4 letters. Okay then, Mello gasped. I dare you to stand on your head for 10 hours, quotation mark. Near did that, but after like 10 seconds he fell over because his hands were still tied and he had to do forfeits by taking off a piece of his cloths. Now Matt got the bottle and spinned it and it pointed at Matt. Matt, I dare you to be awesome. Okay, I win, said Matt. Then Dark pointed to him that he wasn't awesome at all, because he played Barbie's Horsey Barbie Pony Horsey or something lame on his 3DS, so Matt stripped off his goggles. He spanned the bottle again and hit Dark. Truth or dare, Dark? Truth, Dark said nubbly. He believed in truth because he was American, and now it was time to put it to the test. Are you Ancient Kira? Matt asked suddenly. He didn't know why he'd done it. It felt like a ghost from a dark past has possessed him. Or a dark future! Nopers, Dark said and got the bottle and turned it. It pointed at Beyond Birthday. Dare, said BB. I dare you to become an evil dude one day. Okay, said BB. See, it's all explained now. Birthday got the bottle and pointed at Samantha. There! I dare you to kiss me! Birthday was gross because he was L but grosser. His face was smeared with British candies like licorice all sorts. Gross! And crunchy. Not gross! Samantha did her face all scrunchy style but didn't want to forfeit because she had forgot to put on her undies today, and if she taked off her clothes people would see her chesty bits or lady bits. She kissed Birthday and he stuck his tongue in her mouth and it was nasty and he started holding her chesty bits. Dark jumped in and punched Birthday. The lady said no! Thank you, Dark, she said, swooning. No man had ever saved her so strongly before. She could feel a bustling sensation in her heart. Was this love? And they both had their first kiss together, and it was so romantic that Birthday had to go to the bathroom and get happy. Meanwhile, in Japan, the fat dude had searched everywhere in his apartment for Ancient Kira, and he wasn't under the couch or anything. There was only one place left to look. Outside! He got dressed for the first time in 20 years and went outside. He was so fat that he had to run and exercise to get rid of the fat, but he was still all wrinkly and that's why he became L. The trees were happy and the birds were too, and the Japanese people walking around saying things. He ate a pocky. It's a long pokey thing made of crackers and chocolates, and looked under all the trees. There was a wood behind him. He looked down and saw a book. The cover said, Ancient Death Note, and in fact it was singing it over and over to the song of Jingle Bells, like, Ancient Death Note, Ancient Death Note, Ancient Note of Death. Oh, what fun it is to kill and make peeps really ill. He picked it up and a Shinigami appeared. He was really short and squeaky and had a mohawk made of blood and skulls, but only really small bloods and skulls, like mice or something. Yo, I am Youngblood, Prince of the Shinigami, he said, doing up his pilot jacket. Hello, son, Youngblood, said L, shaking his hand. I am looking for Ancient Kira. Do you want to help? I do, but I know right now that you have already found him, said Youngblood, polishing his leather pants. Spoilers, lolled El, and they started looking around. Okay, who is Ancient Kira? Said El, cause actually he was bored and wanted to get to the plot instead of have hilarious antics where he'd look in laddie skirts for Kira or something. It's you! Youngblood boomed and everyone in Tokyo heard him. They were furious that he had been killing dudes for centuries and all formed a big mob to tear him up and eat him. How did this happen? Lolled El as he sent his killer bees and killed them all. How it happened! In the past! The past of England, that is. What had he writ the last name in his death note? Every evil dude in the world was dead. Now no one could have evil kids and D-Day would be saved. But one day a new evil would appear from a meteor or something. He knew this day would come. But how could he save it? He had a plan! He used his magic notes to summon a new note in the future. This was the ancient death note, and you know how that went down. Then he went to the Shinigami world. There he found an angry baby abandoned by its dad, the king of the Shinigami! Ahoy there, my buggering duck! Was he said, slapping the baby on the nose bump to make it wake up. Wah, 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 said the baby. I will raise you to carry out my duties when I die, which will be never, because I have the Sorcerer's Stone and will use it to be immortal, so the only way to kill me will be one-on-one combat with a worthy opponent, and also he will have a mustache! What he roared, and he took it home and started a magic school like Hogwarts to raise the baby himself. I will name you after your favorite food! What he screeched, punching walls out of the ground with his bare hands. Blood! Except it needs to be badasser, so it will be smelled blood! Blood thought this was really awesome, but because he was a baby, all he could do was farted. Back in America! Light was a teenager now, and he went to school. Also, he had a sister now called Sayu, and she was so hot that Light had to beat up all the dudes who wanted to be her boyfriend, when in fact she was a lesbian, but he didn't know, but luckily he was a jerk, so he beat up her boyfriends anyway. He found a death note, and Ryuk was in it, and blah blah, you saw this already. But then, things changed! I will write more tomorrow! It is tomorrow, and I am writing more, so here goes nothing! One day, Light woke up and did hid stretches and had a shower and wiped butter on his abs to make them shiny and make it look like he had abs, and got dressed and went to Kira some evil guys. But it was gone! Where the friggin' dig is my death note? He swore, and Light's mom came in and told him off for swearing and gave him a slapped ass on the ass. A misused laughter rifled through the window like lemonade fizzling into the iceberg hole of the Titanic. I have taken your death note. The voice said, I will return it when my evil deeds are done. Or not? Okay, Light said, and he got his GameCube out and played Sonic because it was a pass with that evil voice. Sounded Japanish, he thought, as he made Sonic do a loop. Back at the slumber party in the 90s! Everyone was asleep now. Nier was naked because he lost all his 4 fits, and everyone had lolled at his ugly bod. Mello had been dared to glue himself to the ceiling, so he was stuck there for now. Cool Dude had got drunk on Goer's beer and started kissing Matt, who was also drunk, and everyone had lolled even more! But now they were asleep. There was a rap at the window. Not like Kanye, lol, I mean a noise. Dark got up and went to the window. He opened it. Outside, he saw a shadowy shadow shadowing away in the shadows. Dark got his underpants on and went outside to investigate. There was a pile of candies on the floor, and they made a long line stretching into the forest around Watery House. This was Sherlock Forest, and in ancient times, Robin Hood and his merry man had walked around murdering dudes for their money and burying it in their treasure cave. Knew where this treasure cave was, and whenever the dudes weren't learning algebra or being super awesome super agent from they went here to look for treasure. Dark followed the candies, but he was hungry, so he started eating them. Little did he know, they were drugged! He kept munching and walking and wondering why he was having all these crazy hallucinations of dark shadow dudes with eyes made of blood and fingers made of the skulls of dead presidents and a mouth lined with billions of sharks all snapping away. He thought they were hallucinations. But they weren't! Eventually, he got Robin Hood's house. He had never been here before because Robin had made a spell that meant that only peeps who were all drugged up could see it. Behind it, he could see a strange light coming from a cave. He went into the cave, and there was more gold than he had ever seen in his whole life piled around him, like so much gold! There were coins and cups and swords and helmets and necklaces and motorboats and tanks and pipes and pyramids and tables and chairs and knives and forks and spoons and statues of naked ladies and horses and a train and 4 arrows. These were the ancient treasures of Sir Robin of Hood! In the middle of the room, Dark thought he saw a big dark dude the size of a really big boulder with a mohawk made of blood and skulls and fangs and samurai swords and a leather jacket that was made from human leather, and he was holding a smaller evil clown dude by the neck. The evil clown dude was crying, but his cries didn't stop the strangling. Put me down, he spluttered as his eye and nose water went everywhere. No, because I need your death note for an evil plan, the big dude said. Dark ignored all this because he thought he was hallucinating. But he wasn't! In fact, there had been no drugs in the candies at all, because Dark just thought there was, because he thought the Shinigami were hallucinations. Tricked you! The big dude started rooting in the evil dude's cloths and pulled out a black book. It said death note on the front, because it was a death note. The evil dude threw the little dude away, and he went splat in a big pile of swords and started crying more.
Shut up, Rake, or I will put a maypole into your skull and make the kiddies dance over your face.
The big dude said, and then he got his own Death Note out, but this one's an ancient Death Note, and it was still singing Christmas carols, and this time it was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Ancient Death Note had the very evil power, and if you ever written it, an evil dude would surely die. All of the other Shinigami used to laugh and call it names. They never let poor young blood join in any Shinigami games. Then one froggy day in the land of the Shinigami, the king of the Shinigami came to say, "Blood with your note so powerful, please don't murder us tonight." Then all the Shinigami died, they all shouted out and died. Ancient Death Note, you made us all go dead.
And that is how I became king of the Shinigami.
Blood roared.
And now to make the Death Note that will be the source of my evil power.
He said, smooshing the ancient and regular Death Note together to make a royal Death Note! We'll find out what happened in the next chapter, but here's a preview!
I did what you said, my blackly-haired buddy.
Blood said, doing a Japanish bow. Good. L said, evil eye. Everything went just as planned. Gasp! Tune in next time for the last ever part, for real this time! My god, there is only one chapter left. What am I going to do once I finish this?